Sandwiched between the mountains and the sea, local tribes were harvesting Santa Barbara's ocean treasure long before the city's founding by Spanish explorers in 1786. Today, harvesters ply those same waters for a new type of American treasure.
Sea urchins are what they eat.
Always.
Yeah. Temperature of the water, what they're eating, kelp growth.
This is, to my taste, one of the premier hotspots for that animal in all the world. It's unique. Of 300 licensed sea urchin divers fishing California's coast, Stephanie Mutz is the only woman. Together with her business partner, Harry Lickernick, she runs a business supplying urchins to Southern California's premier markets and restaurants. How long have you been doing this?
10 years.
10 years. Making a living diving for urchin is nothing new in this part of California. What's changed is the demand. For years, our best urchins were processed and shipped abroad to restaurants in Japan. Changing appetites and the work of entrepreneurs like Harry and Steph are ensuring that these precious animals are finding customers here on American soil. Everyone's image of Southern California is sunshine and palm trees all the day, and Leo DiCaprio is your best friend.
He's not our best friend.
But to many other people, this is the great American dream. Go west, get a job where you're working for yourself, and you're kind of in control of your own destiny.
You don't do it for 30 years if you don't really love it.
Yeah.
And you got your days where you go out, it's a beautiful day, the water's clear, you get a good catch.
Yeah.
That's what really makes it all worthwhile.
Maybe get a surf in too.
Cool water and advantageous circulating currents make Santa Barbara's sea urchins some of the largest and tastiest on Earth. Locating them means locating the thick stalks of kelp they feed on.
So this is nice new kelp that's growing fast.
Young.
But the real driver a lot of times is the different algae on the bottom because they like to keep the rock clean.
Yep.
And if there's dark algae and stuff, then you get the dark color.
The equipment is simple: a bag, an extracting claw, and a hookah system attached to an air compressor on board. Diving this way is more economical than using scuba tanks and loads of gear. And this is what you put the urchins in?
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm eating lunch, we're gonna need a bigger basket.
Exactly. I got more of these.
While Steph combs the coral for legally harvestable urchins, it's our job to watch the bubbles charting her course over the reef for future dives here.
Growing up in the harbor, parents had boats growing up, and I'd see these boats coming in with surfboards on the roof.
Right.
God, that looks interesting.
Right.
So this was my summer job when I got out of high school 32 years ago.
Harry and Steph are selling top quality urchin to the best restaurants in the area. Welcome home.
Thank you. I got dinner.
It is an underwater supermarket down there.
Yeah, it is.
I like that term.
Wow, those purples and reds, that is beautiful. Hiding in that shell are edible lobes of swollen reproductive organs that make up 90% of the animal's body.
Is what all the fuss is about.
Not sampling them at the peak of freshness would be criminal. Oh, yeah. Isn't that fascinating? Aren't they both girls and boys?
Yeah, you can tell if they start to melt, if they're milking white, that's a boy.
That's a boy.
Milking orange, that's a girl. This is a girl, starting to melt.
Yeah, that's the nectar of the gods.
Do you find real flavor differences between the...
I think males are sweeter than females. It's subtle.
Isn't that a weird concept?
I agree.
It's truly fascinating, the variety of colors, tastes, and textures coming from animals feeding on the same food source, living on the same reef just within feet of each other. Of the 4 or 5 that we've just tried, that's the one.
Yeah.
Creamy, sweet. It's got that beautiful livery taste that's associated with really primo urchin. This is what I imagine kissing a mermaid is like. I'm looking forward to that someday. But for right now, I'm gonna have to settle for 100 pounds of these. An experience like this is the reward of years of careful resource management, imposed not by any state or federal authority, but by California's urchin divers themselves.
We have less divers now, which is on purpose. The urchin divers have put in the regulations for size limits.
And so that's imposed by the divers themselves to help preserve the industry.
The longevity of our industry, the longevity of the resource.
So when people are talking about a well-managed fishery, that's what they're talking about.
Very much so.
Yeah. I mean, look at that. That's what Santa Barbara sea urchin perfection is all about, right there. Locals banding together to protect resources and preserve what's theirs is a tradition of its own along California's Pacific Coast Highway. If you really want to make a friend, go to someone's house and eat with him. The people who give you their food give you their heart. From the gold rush to waves of settlement during the Depression and Dust Bowl, the promise of a better life has long been intertwined with Californian mythology. In the latter half of the 20th century, that promise drew a new influx of immigrants from Southeast Asia, all weaving their tastes and traditions into California's diverse melting pot.
Who made the sticky rice?
I think you can guess.
Hmong Americans Chenu Zhang and Alice Lee grew up cooking the dishes their parents brought with them from rural Laos. A pair of freshly caught rockfish are gutted and packed with green onion, cilantro, ground coriander, and Thai bird chilies.
And then we have chilies. Now, how spicy do you like it?
I like it spicier than you do.
I think we'll be safe.
I like it Hmong grandma style.
I think we'll be
The fish is packed with molten hot chilies, topped with ginger and wrapped in banana leaf. When it comes to steaming fresh foraged mussels and snails, Chenu's got another Hmong secret: lemon lime soda.
That's very Hmong grandma style.
Oh man, you would know it. They call everything Pepsi. And what that does is it actually doesn't make anything sweet. All it really does is take away the fishiness.
Oh yeah, those are beauties.
Dipped in Alice's family blend of pepper, garlic, fish sauce, and sugar, perfection.
I'm gonna dig in here.
Oh my Lord. Fresh from the Pacific. Look at those. Gorgeous. That is better than any mussel that comes from some purveyor and sits on ice for days. Are you steaming more?
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna steam them all.
Fantastic. I'm gonna eat a crab leg.
Oh, yeah.
This is how you kill time waiting for the fish to be done.
Oh, yeah.
45 minutes and our rockfish is ready.
And the entree.
Cooked in its own juices, paired with fresh steamed sticky rice and more of that immaculate sauce.
Oh my God.
Look at this.
Look at how snowy white and beautiful that is. And it smells of the ginger and the chilies.
You did a good job. This was good. Oh, this is good. Just the chili and the rice? Oh, that's good also.
Our shore lunch is great, but the kind that most people eat is boiled, bland, and boring. And because of where your ancestral roots are and your parents are from, you're cooking up in a whole different style. And yet it fits in so perfectly with California culture.
I think food does a great job at bringing people together.
It does. It does. I'm just so lucky I bumped into you. It's the greatest thing in the whole world.